Hello, everyone. This is Rob Golfi with Remax, the Golfi team. Welcome to the Golfi Real Estate Show with host Stephanie Vivier. Canceled everybody's sale and then try to resell it. And see how they are, greedy. Just sell it. There's a developer in Burlington. Now, he could have said, we're canceling the contracts because it's all in favor of the developer. And he could have resold it for way more money. But he didn't. He honored it. A developer in Burlington, he honored the lower price, and people appreciated that. Yep. I mean, like, okay, he could have made maybe $5-10 million more, but he says, no, you know what? My reputation's important. He still made money on the project, and maybe not as much as he anticipated. But because of cost of construction went up, but he still made money, and he honored the price that he did. And those people that did end up buying and closing on those deals, they benefited because they moved in on a property that was worth a lot more than what they signed on when they first bought it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's integrity there. That's the kind of person you want to do business with. And he may, lose some money there, but he's not going to lose sleep at night. He can look at himself in the mirror, and moving forward, who knows what that means exponentially for his business, because that you can't buy that reputationally to say, I stand by my word. I sold it for this much. And even though I have this opportunity, I'm not going to take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fight him, Karen. That's it.
Karen, you need to come back and update us here on the Golfi Real Estate Show.
I will,
please.
For sure. Absolutely. Thanks.
All right, let's talk about it. If Karen decided to sell her home, she's been there a little more after a year, but you've got some cautions for us today for those who have been in their homes for less than a year and want to sell.
Yes, be very careful. CRA is watching people that are buying and selling their homes with less than a year. The law now, it was announced in 2022, the federal budget requires that anyone who sells a property within 365 days of purchasing and declare an increase in value as business income, because the usual tax exemption for primary residence won't be granted. So usually, when you have your primary residence, it's tax free. Now, new rules also apply to condos purchased via sales and retroactive to January 23. Now, for example, an increase in value of $100,000, right, which didn't happen after 2022 as much, but would incur a tax that ranged from $28,000 and $53,000 in Ontario, depending on the individual's income. So if you made $100,000 on your house and you bought and sold it less than a year, you would have to pay that tax. The exemptions to the new law may be granted by the Canada Revenue Agency in situations where homeowners are forced to sell due to one of the predetermined events. So, for instance, the exemptions include death. Well, the guy's dead, he doesn't care anymore. He's not going to have to pay taxes. Disability or illness, new addition to the household. Like if there's a new addition, let's say, the house is too small. Yep. Marriage breakdown that results in spouses living apart for at least 3 months before the sale. Threat to personal safety. It could be neighbors. It could be, maybe you got a stalker and he knows where you live. You need to get out of there. Involuntary job loss. You lose your job. Job opportunity. Maybe you have to relocate. Insolvency and destruction or expropriation of the property against taxpayers' will. So, for instance, if you want to move, I'm just giving a little piece of advice. Well, no. I'm going to think, here's what I would do. So I'm not telling you to do this. I would say, disclosure. I would just say, hey, I got a neighbor that's got a pit bull dog, and he only puts it out in the middle of the night. So you're going to have to come here and see it. And I like to have my smoke and whatever, if anybody smokes. But just say you're threatened by a neighbor. It could be a neighbor down the street. It could be a neighbor across the street or next door. And just say that. And, so, you just say you're scared of the neighbor. Just say, I don't like the way he looks. And he's looking at me kind of funny. And I'm scared to death. That's it. Or sell it on the 366th day. Close the deal on the 366th day of the year. So CRA is getting really, really on top of it because people made a lot of money buying and selling homes. Some people even, bought two homes. They bought one, moved in, and then moved out, made a 50, 100 grand, and then bought another one and did the same thing, and they made a couple $100,000 tax-free. So the government wants a piece of the action themselves. And so be very, very careful on that.
Is it still a thing that people can do that, Rob, or is it getting tougher to do that with these increasing prices?
Well, if you buy and sell within a year, and you made an increase, you're going to pay tax on that, unless you have a good reason to move. But I'm wondering if that's the same if you buy and sell in a year and you lose $100 grand. Do you get the tax write-off? So see, it's always a one-way situation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be coming back.
They don't mention anything about that.
No, that's not in there.
No, so it's like the mafia. Eh? Like the government's like the mafia. They take, but they don't give. But I would probably try to challenge it. Say, listen, I had to move.
Yeah.
And things. So, but we have a guarantee ourselves. If you buy a house with us and you're not happy, we will sell it for free.
Are you kidding?
Yep, that's our. We have all the stipulations and everything. We will sell it for. So let's say you can't just buy and flip it. There has to be a reason. But you have to buy another house, right? Because if you're not happy with that house, you're replacing it with another house. Yeah. So you can we have the guarantee that we will sell it for free.
Well, that's incredible. There's not a lot of guarantees in life, Rob.
No, but yeah, call us and find out about it. We have the guarantee. We can send you all the details on it. But if you're not happy with your house, and it's something that maybe, again, it could fall under one of these things. Chances are, if you buy and sell, it's the way the market is right now. You're probably going to end up breaking even or maybe losing a tiny bit of money. But we have that guarantee right now.
And the number to call, 905-641-0308, 905-641-0308, robgolfi.com. Rob Golfi is with us today from the RE/MAX Golfi team and special guest Karen Roy, sales representative with the Golfi team. You're listening to the Golfi Real Estate Show. We've got more coming up here on News Talk 610 CKTV. All right.
Good stuff. We're just rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I know.
Hey?
This is fun. Might have to come back more often.
All right. Welcome back. This is the Golfi Real Estate Show. I'm Steph Vivier. Our guest, Rob Golfi with RE/MAX, the Golfi team, and special guest, Karen Roy, sales representative with the Golfi team. Oh, we have already learned so much, Rob. Cautions for those who are trying to move out of homes they've bought less than a year ago. Anyone looking to buy those pre-construction condos as well. Let's turn to another topic, which is one that a lot of people are dealing with, I would say, especially, our Gen Xers, maybe probably Gen Xers, hoping to buy their kids a home. And this has been something that I know you've talked a lot about. Families are really coming together to make this happen. But you've got some cautions, some things people should think about.
Oh, in regards to homeowners, or which one was that? The condos?
In regards to people who want to help their child buy a home.
Oh, help their children. Yes. Okay. So here's the big mistake a lot of people make, and you got to be very, very careful. It just depends on your income, depends on who you are. Now, if you're a parent and you want to help your child, and even this is if you're co-signing on a mortgage. Let's say you want to buy a cottage after, and you're on that mortgage, you may not be able to get that cottage. And so you really got to know what you're doing when you co-sign or you are putting money for your children and all that kind of stuff. And most kids right now do need a co-signer, just because they want to make sure that the banks are going to get their money. So and I get it. Like here's the one thing is fairness. What happens if you have three kids? Two of them are doing okay, and there's that one little, there's
always one.
There's the one that's just, just can't keep up with the other two.
We love them all equally.
Yeah. But now that one seems to get a lot more help from the parents than the other two. Okay, and the other two that are doing well, they say, "Well, hey, mom, dad, like, how come you're giving, our little, scooter here, what do you call it? Timmy, we're giving Timmy, $50,000 to buy a house. How come you didn't do that for me?" It's like,
it's true.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of that going on. Because Timmy just can't quite keep a job as good as the other two can. But yeah, like there's fairness involved. You got to watch if you sign on a dotted line. You have to be careful. Here's a big thing. This is huge. I'm going to tell you something. So let's say you're helping your kids out. And they're moving in, a couple, let's say your son is moving in with his girlfriend, and the parents say, okay, listen, I'm going to give you guys, $50,000 to put as a down payment. And let's say 2 years down the road, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Who gets the 50,000? And if there's nothing, so you know what? I'll tell you, you parents out there, you make sure you get something in writing with that little, future possible daughter or son-in-law.
It's true.
Because I'll tell you, because once a person, like if you give the 50,000, you're thinking, okay, I'm doing this. I love her. She's my future daughter-in-law. She's gonna have my grandchildren. Oh my God, you're gonna get all excited about that, and then meanwhile, she becomes a different person all of a sudden. But anyway, but you should have something in writing or put something on title that says that, hey, that $50,000 is yours as long as you're together. But if you guys split up, it comes back to me. And you can do that. And I recommend you do that. And it not only, it's safekeeping. You keep it for your child. You don't, so that money doesn't have to be split up with their partner. And because once it's a matrimonial home, it doesn't matter if you got nothing in writing, nothing that son or daughter-in-law signed. They have equal rights to that money. Once it's in there. So be very, very careful, because there's always problems with that. And there's a lot of problems. You give them $100,000. Guess what? That partner is going to get 50,000 of that 100,000 plus whatever the equity growth of the property. So, would you
guys have those kinds of conversations with your clients? Like when you're working with clients, and I imagine you encounter these scenarios where mom and dad are helping out, and sometimes mom and dad are even there kind of picking out the house as well. Do you pull them aside and chat with them?
No, we just tell it on the radio just because.
Okay. You gotta listen to the show. This is where you get the nuggets.
Because we don't know how well they know. They say, oh, she would never do that, or he would never do that, and we just, like, if they ask us and they ask me, I'd say, for sure. If I'm in a conversation in like a party talking to friends, I would say something. But if I'm with clients and say, hey, by the way, if this one doesn't,
it's awkward.
If this one doesn't work out. you got to be very careful. Then just say, I just thought of, here's some paperwork that you may want them to sign, and just in case. But so we don't directly unless they ask. But it's too late. They usually ask after it's too late.
What should I have done?
That's why you need to listen to this show. You're not coming up with this stuff out of nowhere. This is experience you've had.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. You know what? Like it's crazy the stuff you have to do to protect yourself in this world. And you know what I mean? Because I'll tell you, one like a split up divorce can set somebody back many, many years.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Rob Golfi from the Golfi team. Give them a call, 905-641-0308, robgolfi.com. That's Rob, GOLFI.com, and start packing. This is News Talk 610, CKTV.